the death of me.
Rain
Might be the death of me.
Rain, it might be the death of me. Might be the death of me. Hey, turn me up. You see,
Say it be like that.
Get free game, then I'll be right back. Your history is fake, I'ma rewrite that. Everybody got a gift seat, me I rap. And me I'm captain, got three guys tapped in. Highest pilot, watch me fly past them. I gotta aim, I'ma seek my passion. I got a lane, I'ma keep my ass in. I got self-love, I got self-respect. Call me introvert, I just self-reflect. I can't help but just wonder
sometimes the present moments where I come to unwind.
Under sunshine, my soul could unbind the macrocosm of the whole is sublime. And if I lost it, then it might just cost it. Cause my sight's colossal and my flows get untied.
Horse meat.
Bloodlines.
Horse meat.
When the chosen one found.
Guard. Guard.
Oh shit, he like.
Guard. I'm gonna type guard. Shit.
That's a whole lot of ice, you ain't slipped yet. Take control of your life, nigga, invest your best interest. Your vice got a price, niggas in that twice over. Karma, life's legit is the right slogan. Cause even if life was a bitch, should be on the tip of a nigga dick to the night's over. What? The mic cobra clutch, cold like ice over crust, bold like Mike over Russ. You know what's up.
Yes, sir, yeah. K and Yuri, you already know.
Brain like a loaded gun. Cause if I blast back, set a nigga on a track and he can't clap back, he's supposed to run. What am I gonna do when I got enough shots for the world? Guess my time will approach and come. Instead I meditate, talking money, you can bet I resonate. You dead, I shed the weight, my head is straight. Feel like a god in this present day. These rappers are mortal, so don't believe the hype. This that flow to give you dopamine and spike. This that flow to make them know what freedom's like. Hocus pocus, hope you cope and see the light.
I said back like I never left. I can't believe they stole my line. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's my line.
Look, my heart is heavy.
Hope that day. My day good? I don't even know. It was a day. Things happened. Events took place. I existed. The red blood cells in my body carried nutrients to other parts of my body. You know. How about you, Simi?
Same exact thing. It was literally just a day, which I existed in. I breathed in oxygen, breathed out carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Made a living, made some money. Did you make money today? I did. Shit, came home, slept. You know, did human being shit.
There it is.
It's whatever.
That's how the day went. I know I just streamed for like 2 hours not too long ago, but we here again. What's up? What's going on? So, do you recall how this conversation came up between us? Like how did we even get to this topic?
I don't even remember at all. Cause I know it delved from something else, but
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But yeah, what's up, Zodiac? See Ray in the chat. But yeah, basically, to make a long story short, I don't remember how it started, but we were like, for people who spend a lot of time consuming anime and manga content, and pretty much that nonstop, and for people who have done it for a lot of years, they ain't learn nothing. They didn't internalize any of the lessons and big picture takeaways and stuff that you're supposed to be learning from these stories. Like, it's funny because we're like, bro, you know, for people who read like a bunch of shonen stuff, they embody as a person none of the shonen jump mantras about like friendship and overcoming trials and tribulations. You're stronger together than you are individually and all that stuff. So we were thinking about doing a stream where we talked about like some of the things and lessons that we've learned from anime and manga that we carry even to this day. So yeah. And if you guys, you have any you want to start with?
Shit. Do I? I was just gonna freaking just elaborate further on the overarching topic at hand. But he put me on the spot.
No, I can go first.
Please, it's Yoshi. Yeah.
So this one's funny because you're gonna laugh because I don't rest, but I did learn the importance of rest from Goku because back in the Cell Saga, Android Saga, whatever you want to call it, when Vegeta and Trunks, no, Goku and Gohan came out the hyperbolic time chamber in the Super Saiyan form when they did do the super thing, whatever, and Vegeta was like, "Yo, I'm gonna jump back in there." Goku was like, "How that shit's too hard on your body, and you have to rest." And I remember in like the actual anime dub and shit, like I said, actual anime dub and shit, that didn't mean anything. I'm talking about the older English version of Dragon Ball with all the extra filler scenes. I'm sorry. And Goku was like, "It's very important to rest, or else my muscles will blah 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 yada yada yada." So, growing up a lot, the thing I cared the most about with sports was rest. Like, you can't overwork yourself. You gotta rest. I was being a lazy dickhead. Not gonna lie to you, but no, but like the importance of taking care of your body and resting and not overworking all your muscles and things like that is something that I carry to this day. I don't always follow it, but it's something that I did learn that I know is important. You still blue.
Oh, Nio Giri.
What's popping,
Oh,
man?
now all of a sudden he want to stop watching his little stupid little his stupid little Netflix shows and come hang with the boys.
Well, first of all, I was here for Tower of Goat, and you were missing out on the gas, man.
Hour of who? I never
my fault,
heard of
Kami,
it.
my fault, Kami no Toy.
Wow! Oh my god! Please help me.
Kami my toe. But yeah, we're talking about lessons and things that we've learned from anime and manga that we've carried to this day or still hold dear to this day. You got anything? I was talking about rest. I learned that from Goku.
Got one from your goat, Tobamishi.
I like to
Never,
call him your goat.
never
I
will.
will never, I will never forget when Gong and Jing and Gong were on top of that world tree, and he told them, "Hey, listen, enjoy the journey because that's where you'll find the most happiness." I mean, enjoy like the journey to your destination because that's where you'll find the most happiness. And I
Yeah.
think that's a very good thing in life because like a lot of times, let's say anybody trying to get to your career, well, I want to live like this and that and the other. But how much of your life do you spend trying to get to that point in your life, like to have the career and the family you want or the lifestyle you go your whole life, like 20 years, like, 30, 40 years before you get there. But all the memories you make along the way and those times that's the stuff I really truly value. Like, even when I'm doing something, my homies, like, we were climbing up the Stone Mountains, the giant mountain we got out here, right? It's a pretty, well known hiking trail in Atlanta. And the funnest part before we got to destination to see the beautiful view was like, the, climbing up there, the journey we made. And that I put that in a lot of things I do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because like even when this eventually inevitably does end, this lives pick up and get you more busy and stuff like that. I'll enjoy the journey I had with you guys. It's something that can't be replaced, and memories I always hold in my heart.
Lame. No, I'm kidding. Nah, but
It's like
nah, no, for real though.
like
Like
like when we slashed on the club and Sim was like, "Yeah, you."
yo, you guys gotta see clubs in me. Yo, he different. But
Yo, that's
Wow.
real. That's nigga wild.
yo, clubs in me go crazy. But no, yeah, like enjoying the journey on the way there is something that is important too. Cause that's a lesson that's hard for me, but it's there. You're right. That like I'm always concerned about the end result so often that I'd forget to like be in the moment. Enjoy the steps, the incremental steps, enjoying how you get to that point, whatever the case is. What they always say, life is a marathon, not a sprint. I'd be sprinting, bro. I gotta stop. So
He
Sonic
called it.
speed. Like you're too slow.
He be holding down that L3 button. Oh my god.
Oh shit! I got the unlimited stamina. I just be. I'm not joking, but yeah. It can be easy to get caught up in the hubbub of things and not really taking the time to live in the moment. Absolutely, sets a result in the world to whatnot. But that's a good one. I like that one. Even though Tagashi is the worst nigga on the planet.
Very, 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 very rare Togashi W. like miracle levels. Togashi W.
I can't go that far. My body won't allow me. But go ahead, Sabi.
You're gonna have a visceral reaction. I mean, shit. Technically, I learned this from freaking Naruto first, but One Piece does a better job of it.
Mm,
But the whole concept of being free, and now being free doesn't. It's not in the literal sense of I'm not a slave, but being free as in doing whatever you want and not conforming to what other people or society or what may have you tries to force onto you. So I mean, yeah, we saw in the very beginning of Naruto, and you see it damn near every single arc in One Piece where Luffy's involved, and you see it to this day, right? So he just recently said, I've always been free, right?
mm,
What that means is that he's always done what he wanted to do, and he moves to the beat of his own drum. And that is a very well, for starters, that is a huge commentary on Japanese society in general and whatnot, because
mm,
it Japanese society generally forces one way of life and like one outlook or one vision disguise, if you will, on everybody for you to follow from the day you born to the day you die, right? And that's why they be miserable over there. And that's why a lot of shonen series have that theme in it. But I think, well, both being the big three, being a huge part of Japanese pop culture for a very long time, including and One Piece still being, I use those two as my example. And it's a very good thing to have because it's easy to fall into the trap of doing what other people are doing or trying to fit in or doing things that you're not comfortable with or that's not really you, just so you appear as normal, if you will. So or a fear of not wanting to be bullied or isolated, ostracized, so on and so forth. And I think that's a really good a moral to have and live with. And it's something I fought, so I everything I do I wear on my sleeve. I'm not scared or fearful of any of my hobbies or anything that I like or any of my beliefs. But shoot, a lot of them folk on the timeline, I can't say the same about them. They be consuming their shonen manga, but they not gonna go outside and be like, yo, I read shonen manga. I'm gonna go outside and be like, I read shonen manga.
yeah, I never cared. I was like, hey, I'm out here.
Yeah. So why don't you just make you be slashing?
Because I do not be. Why are you trying to lie on my name? Why are you trying to lie on this live camera?
I learned wooden swords beat real swords from Gintama. Don't kill me, bro. While I do think a lot of anime Loki and manga stories Loki fumble this point, I do it was hammered home to me in a lot of ways too. Dragon Ball's probably another good example. I remember the line where Vegeta's like, I'm an elite. You're a low class warrior. It's like, we'll leave it a low class warrior could surpass an elite if he works hard enough. Like, so the idea that what do they say? Talent fails to win or hard work. I don't know. You know what it is. Hard work beats talent more often than not. Like, if the talented person fails to work hard or gets outworked by the quote unquote not talented person, it's the person who worked harder that could come out on top. Obviously, in life, that's not always the case. Sometimes it's not for you, man. Not everybody's built like you're 5'1". I don't think you make it to the NBA, bro. Like it just is what it is. Okay, how hard you work. It's not impossible, but you are fighting against a lot of odds. But yeah, I like that. I've always liked that, like the kind of underdog story too, where it's like, oh, the genius loses to the fucking annoying, stupid kid who just be lifting weights all the time or whatever, running around. So, as somebody who was extremely talented in especially the sports I would say, it came to be very naturally, and I would see a lot of people work really hard. There did come a point eventually where that my laziness wasn't going to cut it anymore. Like people were starting to catch up to me. So, yeah. Now, if you're talented and you work hard, it's over. It's over though.
Yeah, so
It's over.
now, but if you're an irregular, you see,
Oh,
therefore you bypass all the rules of the
If you're
world.
Neo in the Matrix,
Yeah, and
you said underdog like
well,
our guy Bam. Look at this guy.
well, you know what? I hate this entire fandom with a passion, burning passion. I hope they all choke on nails, and you know what falls after that. I don't want to get you canceled, but I what I will say is another thing I did learn from my crybaby level MC Deku is about stepping outside the box and doing what you can, even if you can't compete at full force with everybody else. Doing things your own way. And a lot of that was in early MHA where it was like he can't really use his power like he wants to now, like everybody, because everybody else already been running while he's starting to learn how to crawl. But he found ways outside the box, and that applies to real life too. It's like I start doing shit. I'm following my own rules, like to me, it's like freedom. Like I do things outside the box a lot of time because it's just like this is what I have to get. You got to get ahead some type of way, some type of you know. And so sometimes it's fun to do things your own way than to follow the rules.
I feel that.
You got to make your own way.
What?
I can't. I learned that a
Yeah.
lot. It's like when I
But
try
not
to
on
be like
camera.
everybody
Not on
else,
camera.
it just doesn't suit me. It just doesn't follow the lead. Now when I move at my own pace, my own beat, that's why I don't like. A lot of times I don't like teams are being bogged down with somebody because it's like I like to move at my pace, do my own thing, get my own flow. But that's when I'm most efficient when I can do what I want to do, or I move how I want to move. Because nobody really sees things the way you see it at the same time in real time.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Nah, like. Oh wait, no. Sammy, it's your turn.
I thought you were just gonna comment what fucking East was saying. All right. A good one that I like that, surprise. Well, I mean, if for folk who've actually read it, it's not surprising at all because it's been there since the jump. But a good lesson that I picked up from is from one of the earliest series that I've viewed, or one of the first series that got me into the fandom in general, is from Baki, and that lesson is compassion. Now, for people in here that know me, y'all know that Baki's one of the very first anime that I've watched. That got me into the biz, if you will. The original '90s OVA on VHS, and then the anime a few years after that. And compassion is a very huge uh theme in that manga because Baki is completely different from his father, right? So we go through the majority, at least like, well, since the series is still ongoing, but I can't, so it can't speak in absolutes, but at least like 70% of the manga, the series goal or main first goal, if you will, is for Baki to defeat his father, right? His father being the strongest creature alive. And the manga, starting from the very first arc, shows that Baki is nothing like his father. Usually somebody who thinks that fighting is life or death. Losing means you die. Period. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Baki's not like that at all. He enjoys fighting, but he's not trying to just kill everybody, kill everything type B. As a matter of fact, he's killed in the span of 3 different manga, Baki and New Grapple, Baki and Son of Ogre, he's killed literally nobody. And no matter how crazy fights get, no matter how all out he goes, he doesn't kill anybody. Right? And it's one of the very first things he learned in the Child Saga when he was fighting the Yasha ape as training and whatnot. And when he learned that when he defeated Yashape, and the Yashape took him to his cave, and he showed pretty much like this graveyard of all the skeletons of every other previous Yashape in there and whatnot. He made a bond with the fucking monkey and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that usual fucking killed it. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is compassion. One of my favorite scenes is a scene that happens in New Grappler Baki, where Baki it's the first arc, if any of y'all watched the Netflix series, you know what I'm talking about. It's the first saga where the five convict saga, right? And I forgot his name. It was a Japanese guy, but he got poisoned by him, right? So Baki's like legitimately injured. He's about to fucking die, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he goes in the hospital, and the rest of the cast find out about this, and all of them visit him immediately. That's one of my favorite scenes of the entire series. Like, they all, Baki, what? Where is he right now? He what? And then the next panel, the next full page panels, all of them going to visit him in the hospital. Right? People that he's fought, people that trained him as he grew up, so on and so forth. They all visit him in the hospital while he's literally on his quote unquote deathbed. And that's one of my favorite one of my favorite scenes in the entire series because it shows how far compassion can take you or whatnot. Right? Making friends. Now, of course, you know the series is a meathead, so you know the majority of things are through fighting. But the point is, everything doesn't have to be life or death. You don't have to be black and white, so on and so forth. Compassion and forgiveness goes a very, very long way. And even in a series that's all about throwing hands, you know, seeing stuff like that is, I think, it's a very good thing. And just knowing to have, now, of course, there's a difference between having compassion and being a fucking burglar. We're not going to get into that, but yeah, knowing to have compassion is a very important life skill that I think shit a lot of y'all need for sure. Shit, I'm seeing on time, no man.
I mean, to piggyback off
Yeah.
that is like the ability to basically, I don't know self sacrifice for what I use, but just but like yeah, to like to put your own needs aside for somebody else is a powerful lesson I learned from a lot of different anime. I couldn't even pinpoint one, but like there's no weakness in sometimes putting aside something that's really important to you or something you want to do in order to help somebody else, and um, you will find help in the unlikeliest places if you're kind of a person that does that. You never know how much a little act you've done could greatly help somebody and how grateful they will be, and they might repay that in some limit. Not to say you should be waiting for the repayment, but you never know how they'll come full circle. You ever seen like, oh, you don't remember you fucking helped me one time, you threw a sensu bean at me, and now fucking I'm gonna take this kamehameha for you, bro. Like, you know, like like so like yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say? Nice talk.
Was you gonna say anything?
I swear he was talking. I thought I talked over him. I didn't mean to. But
Yeah, I think
Good.
you're good.
all right. It was my turn.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yes, or no.
What I did wasn't enough. No, I'm kidding. Um, how do I want to phrase this or frame this? It's kind of like the power of anger, but also it could be very destructive. Like how like being able to hone rage properly. Does that make sense? Because
Mm-hmm.
if
That
it
makes
if
perfect sense.
yeah, because if it goes too far, it's just destructive and it's not good for anybody. But you could kind of channel that anger in a productive way. Um, it's a good thing. Like I learned this a lot in some sports series. I'm just gonna use Morisaki Baro as the example because he reminds me of myself in a lot of ways. Like when he plays mad, he plays really good. Not frustrated. Playing irritated and frustrated is not the same as playing angry. But I know if I'm like too mad, you start doing dumb shit, you charge it, you do elbows, you get in dumb fouls, it's not good. But if you can take that anger, or you know what, any kind of negative emotion, negative situation that happened, and you channel it properly, you can use it as fuel to be better. That's a best. That's really what I want to say. I like that better than where I was going. So like, a lot of times in anime, sometimes it might be a death scene, and through that death you learn, the law of something, and you want to be a better person. But like, it could come in so many forms. So I've always learned to like sometimes even though something terrible just happened, try to spin that in a positive life to help you take the next step forward.
Mm-hmm.
He's not here, is he?
And that's yeah. I don't
Huh?
know what the fuck.
Oh,
What, you fell
What?
asleep or something? It's only 7:58. You old man.
What? No. Y'all were talking. What the hell was I supposed to say?
I called upon you earlier.
No.
I called
I've
upon
been
the
Wow.
sitting here.
power of the star, ancient forces near and far. Come on, dog.
Oh, you should have said, man, yeah. You should have said the ancient nigger forces. That's what you call
Wow.
my other
He
phone.
lied.
I'm never gonna be monetized, bro.
Oh my god. Come on, dog.
It's just I'm just never being monetized. That's just so crazy. East was traversing the Grand Line. He lost perception. Nah, man.
Nah, I guess I can attest to that. I want to go back to the point of where I can really hone in and have actual words to say, and that doing just kind things for people, just actually just tends to work out in the long run.
Hmm.
Because the way I see it is that, as you know, I'm a highly empathetic person, so I can easily place myself in like the viewpoint of other people. So, for example, I've been down bad more times than I can ever count my fucking entire life, or even remember or recall. Or maybe here for a whole century, but it's in those times that I remember. Damn, I wish somebody would fucking help me when I was down bad. So like one day I got extra food, extra snacks, and somebody starved. I'm like, yo, bro, I fuck with you. Like, it's like, man, I'm hungry, and he's just talking right, and he don't expect me to actually give him food. My old coworker, but it's like, nah, you don't gotta do that, man. It's straight. And I was like, nah, man, I got you. I know what it's like to be hungry, and I'm not hungry right now. Let me, help him get back in chips. One day this nigga turned back around. I'm gonna fucking walk in the fucking rain. This nigga give me a ride all the way to work. And we get. I mean, there's another time he helped me out here. I help him out there, and it's just random incidents, just out of doing kindness and showing compassion, consideration. Is just that it wraps back around and somebody else does something nice for you. Just because it's like I remember that one time you fucked with me, and then now I fuck with you. Like just today, I was fucking late to work, and it's like a shuttle bus that catches us. But if you miss like the hours, you gotta walk like damn near half a mile all the way down the road to get to the fucking job. So I'm walking and shit, and it's this lunch dude that helped him out one time. So he fucked with me, came back fuck with me. He was like, "No, I got you, bro." He gave me a ride up to the rest of the fucking way, and I'm late. I'm like, see, it's just those random occurrences. Like the universe has a way of working this stuff out when you show kindness. So just so you know, that nigga, like to me, yeah, he'll get his blessing. Don't worry. It's gonna wrap back
What's
around.
that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about that. You gonna get your blessing. Don't worry about that. We got something for you.
Yeah, helping people.
How do I
You,
just
you, you too, Abominable Snowman. We got
Shit.
something for y'all too. Don't even worry about that.
Is it bussy? All right. So,
But
um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, helping people is what it's about, though. It is about helping people, strengthening your community, your circle, whatever you want to call it. Is that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. That's what life's about. Helping people. It really is. I don't know why I was so selfish for so long, but it really is about that. I find a lot of, even though this is selfish in its own way, I find a lot of satisfaction with some of the stuff I've been doing with some of the younger guys that I know and trying to help steer them in the right path. Because, like you said, I have one big issue. It is one issue that I still have to this day that's very hard for me to deal with. Is I wish people would do for me what I'm willing to do for them if I really care about them. Where I mean this, Shimmy's going. If you guys are going to do something and I'm at work and I'm busy, but you need me now, fuck work. I'm gonna listen to what you have to say. That's more important to me. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to being
Mhm.
like, I hit you up 8 hours later after work. What was wrong with you? Because so many
Wow.
things could have happened at that point, right? And like, I've always wished people were willing to go on those type of levels for me. And what I needed in my younger 20s was guidance. I was chasing skirts. I wasn't. I was lazy. I was not ambitious. All that kind of stuff. And I needed the right people to light a type of fire under me for me to do what needed to be done. I didn't have that, but I do now, and I know that a lot of young men are going through the same thing that I went through. Therefore, I could help them not go through the same pitfalls and mistakes that I did because I'm 28 now, and not that it's too late. My life's over, but doing this at being having this mindset at 22 would have been better at having at 28. You get what I'm saying? So,
I
Hmm.
I, I want to say that I don't think you should feel guilty or bad for that helping you feel good. I think there's a lot of times in that. I think it was like when people say like you boast about doing good things or you feel like I feel like um you're not doing it for the right reason. I don't think that's very much true. I think it's like I like you can feel good for doing the right thing and like that not like I'm trying to how I pray this like how you said how you felt about helping younger people out, and it makes you feel good, but at the same time you got a bad feeling about doing it like how you phrased it earlier. Help me out here
what did I
because I
say?
want to get your words correct.
Wait, what did I say?
You said how you felt about helping the youth.
Oh, I wanted to steer them from make sure they don't make the same fall into the same pitfalls, make the same mistakes that I made.
Yeah, and you feel good in doing that, right?
Yeah, I kind of
And
wish
it's
someone did
that,
that for me.
yeah, and it's like in a lot of the times it's like you can feel good about doing stuff and not really need expect anything in return or something like that. But like taking you can take pride in that. That's what I mean to say. You can take pride in helping other people, and it won't make it it was not necessarily a bad thing to do. That's what I was trying to
I
aim
think it was really hard for me though, well, at one point, because to be able to do this, you have to be pretty transparent, and I don't like
at.
being vulnerable because I fucking think it's weak. But I had to learn that there's strength in it. So
Yeah. See, once you get past that regular alpha, basic alpha phase, and then you reach the sigma, omega, complex alpha,
Omicron,
the
Zeta.
alpha, zeta, omega, like see me, then you'll truly know when you wear your heart and sleeve. That's when you reach the peak of what it means to be a man. That's why the empire should rise. Huh? What was that? But yeah, back to what you were saying.
Hold on. So I'm gonna read what Ray said. Three Gatsu, I think that's the line one. Taught me to
Yeah.
never be afraid. Never. Sorry. Wow. Taught to never be afraid to be great, and also the impact of letting people in. Fear of greatness is real, honestly. All right. Yeah. Thank you for coming through. Take care, man. Fear of greatness is kind of real in some ways. Especially if I would say you're not an attention seeking person. Sometimes you're so cool and great, and it's like, thank you, but like I don't want all this fucking attention and acclaim. And being able to kind of sit and live in that is hard. I remember spending a lot of times when I was in my younger athletic years being like, oh, stop dick riding me, man. I just want to go home. I don't care about all this. Like, I'm trying to like play soccer, go home. But it's like, no, like, you have to be a leader. You have to galvanize the troops. Talk to the whatever and blah, blah, blah. And like, I wasn't interested in all that. There's a line from Nipsey Hussle that I always like where he says, rest in peace, Nip. But he's like, I don't want fame, I want funds. I kind of like, I'm kind of there. So I get that. I think that like you're afraid to be a great thing. Do you guys want to? What do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, definitely. I'll take honestly in the day of the week. I'll take exactly what you just said. I'll take. Well, I'd rather take funds over fame because honestly, fame is over fucking rated. Honestly, you know what? A lot of times when I look at this, perfect time to say this. I never had to say this. A lot of times people be like, "Oh, this actor fell off," or "this person did this, they fell off, they did that," because they're not in the spotlight. Do you know how overrated the spotlight is? You can't fucking shit in public without somebody bothering you. You can't go on a date without somebody bothering you. You can't do nothing without people actually bothering you. You
Yeah.
know what it's like to have a bad day? They're human. People, celebrities are people too. Yeah, I have a bad day. I'll just sound famous, right? Or oh God forbid, like Simi be like top tier famous, right? You know how he get and he not in the mood. Imagine he already having a bad day, and then somebody come, hey yo, Simi, what's up, man? He out there trying to eat, or he already had an argument with his girl or some shit, and like he
Yeah,
had a
he,
bad.
he,
Yo,
he with
Simi,
his kids or
careful.
something.
Yeah, like, and niggas go
What?
like,
This is
the niggas,
hypothetical, man.
the niggas go up there, yo, let me get a pitch, all up in his face, this, that, and the other. Then he be like, yo, bro, can you fucking move? I'm trying to be here. Then they gonna paint him like the bad guy. It's gonna be like, yo, send me on falling out. Is he on drugs? Is he doing this? What's wrong with him? His relationship, like, then it started go out, got to dry with bro.
Oh my god. What?
I don't know. I'm not even. I'm too tired to even comment on it. What on God's green earth?
Fucking human. Like,
Yeah, he's done. He is done. What? Oh. Is what in the nine realms just happened to your mic, bro? What is? Oh no no! Wait till you.
Yeah, we gonna need you to listen to this part of the video back so you understand why we losing our minds. Because that was something else.
I've never heard some shit like that before. What's up, Sabies?
Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up?
Hey, what game time I teach you, man? Get some life lessons.
How to
Calcium.
scam kids.
You gotta pay rent, make rent, man. And also the impact of letting people in. Was letting people in hard for anybody in here?
No,
Okay, so that's me.
no, not for me.
I don't think it's hard. More so that it's like it takes a while. Like I'm not just like I've known you for 2 minutes. This is the best person ever. It's like we've been talking for like a year and a half. Yeah, I fuck with you,
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long time, boy.
hey, man. Consistency out. Okay, let me.
I mean, that is a fact.
Consistency and frequency. Okay, I'm gonna unmute him. Yeast. Jesus Christ, that was so crazy. Yeah, y'all got any more? Or are we already out of lessons?
Nah, I got one.
Go ahead.
Um,
I, I was.
I shit. Yeah, you was because now
What
listen,
the
listen, listen,
fuck?
listen, listen. When this go off the air, I'm gonna need you to listen to it back because what we just heard
Nah,
was something else.
I'm gonna say go to
nah. This
minute 34.
no, but real quick before we go, this the thing. When it came back, like my connection came back, and I heard y'all talking, and you said, "Yo, you have to run it back when this is over." I thought I wasn't muted, so I've been talking to
Oh, my
nobody
fault.
for the past 2 minutes. I was-
Oh shit, son. Nah, cause like I was waiting for it to correct itself. I'm like, yo, he's still going crazy. I gotta stop. I
It
gotta
just
mute
got
him.
worse and worse. Instead of getting better, it got worse.
I was literally
Gintama
talking to
taught me
myself
the
for two
power of the
minutes.
straight man wheels in comedy. Hey, yo, hold on, that's powerful. Sometimes if
Shout
you
out
got
Senpai.
goofy niggas and you got a straight one, straight one be funny just because you know what I'm saying? Because that's a straight like yeah, you know what I mean, straight man. But yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Timmy. Actually, no,
But
wait. Peace. We're gonna say what you're gonna say. Did you remember? Sorry.
I remember exactly what I was gonna say, but I don't want to start because that shit is gonna do the same
I mean,
thing
you
again.
sound good.
Basically celebrities are people too. Fame is overrated. I rather take the money. I'll take 100,000 loyal ass fans instead of a fucking 500,000 fake ass niggas that turn their back at a single second or a single comment or a single drop. Fuck ass niggas. But yeah, I'll take the money over the fame. Fuck it.
Wow.
They gotta be a fuck ass nigga.
Yeah, fuck the My Hero fam. They bitch ass niggas. Fight
All
me.
right.
Always.
Okay. And on that note, we're gonna stop it from talking before he says something more wild.
All right, Timmy, you got the floor.
Shit. I completely forgot where this came from. I believe Battler was the one who said it, and it was a
Oh,
simple line, but that line was just so fire, and just a line that I heard it recently, so back in 2019, but this is a line that's so fire that I've been internalizing, and I even realized I was. He said something along the lines of, and of course, I'm not going to give any context for spoiler reason, but he said something in the line along the lines of, "I will never stop struggling." Man, if that don't because being human in general means to struggle. It don't matter what your social status is or how high up on the totem pole you are, if you going with a school name or whatever, so what may have you. We all go through something, right? And there's always going to be a negative to a positive. That whole yin and yang BS, right? So the whole "I will never stop struggling" bit is just it's so applicable to many, 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 many things. It's a way of saying not to give up. It's a way of saying to be determined and not have your determination be shaken by anything else, by foreign forces, outside forces, if you will. And it just like a way of saying to be strong willed, if you will, right? Well, when you face adversity or when things look bleak, don't just throw in the towel and well, everything's fucked, right? You still gotta push through, even if you do fail or whatever. Push it as long as you tried your best, as long as you did everything that you could, then it was not for naught. You made a difference, even if it wasn't the difference that you imagined or wanted. You still made a difference regardless, right? And that line is just so fire to me. Like that's what I need out my
Come on,
MCs.
man.
But that's a completely different topic. But that's like, yeah, it's like, man, listen, that's so true. I will never stop struggling. As long as I draw breath, I will never stop struggling. Shit, I'm not going to give up. You know, life tough. It's tough for everybody. Shit, not easy. But you can't give in to that. You can't to pull one from a past lover of ours. You can't give in to that despair,
I
man.
knew you was Danganronpa. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I'm like,
You
I'm like,
can't.
you about to call Danganronpa because I was about to
Yeah,
do it.
you
If you didn't,
can't.
I'm about to do it myself.
Because if you give into it, then you lost,
Yeah.
right? As long as you don't give, and it's so crazy too
Zetsubo.
because Baki gives the same exact lesson too. Just it's in a different concept, but the lesson, the core lesson is the same. You're only defeated if you admit defeat. If you give into the despair, then you lost, right? So as long as you don't give in, you still keep pushing forward, then you will never lose.
It's
What Luffy just say? As long as I'm alive, I'll have infinite chances. I will never stop struggling. That's raw. And I feel like as if you hold that type of like message within you, you could do anything you fucking want. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You could do it at 30, you could do it at 4. It don't matter. As long as you don't stop, you're gonna do that. Period. And even if you necessarily don't do it, you might not even you might you will influence somebody or something else to do it in your stead. You just don't know it. And that's just one of the rawest things ever to me.
And to piggyback on what you said, like I always say, it's okay to be. It's okay if you think or you are a loser right now. It's not okay to stay one. That's really the thing. Don't stay a loser. If you think you're losing today because you're losing and things are not going well, blah blah blah. That's not the worst thing in the world. But if you decide to have a bad mentality to stay in that and be a loser forever, that's the bad part. So get up, dust yourself off. What's the Dwayne Wade the commercial? Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Yeah, man. I feel it. I trust me. Even me. Even as recent as a couple days ago. So keep going, people.
Yeah, that shit's so real. Like we all know, man. Life is tough. You know, life is tough for everybody. Shit, especially as a minority where you live, life is even more tough. You know, but as long as you don't give up, that's what a lot of these series, a lot of them teach you too. As long as you don't give up, you might put it more simply. As long as you don't give, you gonna be fine. Once you give up, once you stop, then nothing will ever happen, and you will stay in that run. Then you truly lost, right? But as long as you don't give up, you push, persevere. Nobody even, and when I say that, I don't even mean the super cliche stand back up, you beat me with gold light type beat, and then you just win. But as long as you don't just well, everything's fucked. Let the new kids say that doomer mentality, you good. You real
So you're
good.
saying as long as you fight, you have a chance to win, basically.
Exactly. There it is.
Yep, it doesn't matter who you are or how you live. You all struggle with another. That's a fact. Everyone has their own. If there's pros and cons to everything, everyone has their struggles. That's why I kind of like when people say, you never know what someone's going through, so try to be kind. It's hard. I know the world we live in. It's pretty cutthroat, but yeah, try to be kind. We never know what someone's going through at any given day. So I mean, I need a lesson from you, bro. What you learn? All this coming to age you read. You learn, bro.
On God, right?
Uh, I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned from like anime is from Tatami Galaxy. Because you know the anime in it, he's just repeating everything. He's trying to find where he belongs.
Yeah.
And so I learned that it might take some time, and you might find it right away, but eventually you'll find where you belong in life.
There you go.
Like
If y'all
yes
didn't
sir,
watch the Tommy Galaxy and y'all in the chat, go ahead and watch that. It's good. It's really good.
yes sir.
I didn't,
Sequel coming soon.
I didn't even know that. That's how washed I am.
I didn't know there was a sequel.
So,
Uh,
y'all
that's
got
a
any
good
more?
one.
I mean, I probably still got more, but I'm starting to think
I
about
got
Superman lessons and shit. That's why. Sorry, go ahead.
Piggyback
Well,
off
like,
of the whole. Oh no, go ahead, Simon.
no, you can go then, because you're
Me?
piggybacking. Mine's a separate one.
Ah!
You can go. You
Oh,
can
maybe
go.
that's just me. Yeah, that's me.
You can go.
You can't hear me?
I don't know.
Whoa. How the tables look.
Simi, can he not hear? She muted himself.
He said that's just him.
Yes, I'm muted.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Simon.
Not because he said he yelled Siamese name. This is
Yeah.
Are you gonna say what you gotta say?
Nice. I was waiting for you to think.
Okay, now my
But
headphone freaking cut out.
Okay. Nah, go ahead, Simi. See what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna say to piggyback off of the find where you belong. Tidbit. Crows has a very good lesson and moral of it. You don't have to be prim and proper, follow all the rules of society person to um belong, right? The whole suzerain in its entirety is a giant lesson in, once again, social commentary on Japanese society. Where it has a school. There's a school for all the most undesirables, right? But all the most undesirables, or the crows, they're still human beings, right? They're still people with feelings and dreams and aspirations, but because they're not straight and narrow and with natural hair when wearing their uniforms and shit like that, that they're less than or something like that. Nah. Even as crows, right? Even as undesirables, even as the scourges of humanity, if you will, not only are they still people who have aspirations and feelings and dreams, but they still have a place where they belong as well. They're still a part of society regardless if they're different from the norm and whatnot, right? And just like everybody else, they're just trying to find their place in society too. They might have a bit of pent up aggression, if you will, but that doesn't change the fact that they're still normal people just like you and me and whatnot, right? And they still go through their life lessons. They still go through lessons of compassion and friendships and making bonds and things like that, growing up and learning to let go of those childish mentalities and all and so on and so forth. Yeah, and all that monk has a lot of amazing things that you could apply to real life, that you should be applying to real life. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just
Yeah, he was spitting. He was spitting, and he's on me. Why you spit on me, bro? It's that stream. It's stream. All right. I don't. Do I have any more? I do, but now I think I'm just pulling from like anything that I like from fiction.
Siamese. Oh, Siamese.
But yeah, you want to see
Oh
that?
yeah, I have two. Yeah, I have two. Because the guy in the chat brought up GTO, reminded me of another lesson. And this is a lesson I learned to take to heart. Is just you can't change the past, so there's no point in complaining about it. Well, that's a paraphrasing of what the GTO lesson was, but like that's the thing I take to heart. I mean, sometimes it might be to the negative, but a lot of times I don't. I'm more of a let go of everything kind of guy. I just focus on the future type of beat. That's another lesson I really learned from anime and thing, because you can't change the past, no matter how hard you try. Shout out Steinsgate.
Vishnu out, man.
Oh,
We're out of time.
and the other lesson I learned from more like it's from Gintama. I don't remember the thing what it was, but it was like I try to live life with that like I try to live life so the inner child in me doesn't die. Like I'm not trying to be like it's not it's obviously being a responsible adult, but it's being like the things that make me things I liked as a teenager. Like I think I'm not trying to make them. I'm not trying to make them die and go away as they grow up. I'm just trying to still make them there because I think that's a great way to live. It's just you have to make sure the inner child in you doesn't die. But yeah,
I think mine died 9 times. I'm joking.
He wasn't.
hey man,
I mean,
they're still the 10th.
Grow up, you little. Grow
die,
up, you loser.
die 9 times, resurrect then. Yeah, yeah, grow up, loser. You still playing 2K? Oh God. Yeah, I don't play 2K though. Let me think. Let me think. Anime though, like
You're
from
still
anime.
reading.
I don't want to say Superman stuff. I'm saying
Animu.
that's a different video. Cause Vince's tweet triggered me.
Oh,
Remember that tweet you put out with Superman? All people who are Superman's favorite are not good people. I'm like, this. First of all, nigga, what the fuck do you know about Superman? You don't know shit about nothing. You don't read no Superman comics, nigga. I was so offended. I made a video. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I'm tired. Y'all got anything? You don't? Thank you guys for coming. I'm tired.